Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, September 20th, 2016, and this little set of 3 days kind of flew by. Felt like just yesterday I was doing, the first one really was just 2 days ago, but still. Still didn't update Visual Studio, but that's okay. Where was that? Oh, thanks, Griff. Really, thanks. There were builders. Oh, right, we didn't finish that. Right. Let's see if that works now. So intro, like what? The, you mean the, chess thing there, or do you mean the music? Because the music's just Monster Cat. You just pay 15 bucks a month, I think it is. Or actually, I think it dropped down a little bit. By the way, sorry if I got a sore throat today, but, you know. Chess thing, yeah. I made that in Blender. Yeah. It's pretty easy with OBS. As a matter of fact, I think there's now, it wasn't when I first did this, but I think there is now a way for you to actually do animated video with transparency in Blender. Sorry, in Blender, it obviously was. They were doing that for years. But in OBS, I think there's a way of doing a video transparency for layers. So I might actually be able to have this be animated, this thing right there be animated too. Again, that wasn't the case when I first did it, but it is. I think it is now. I think you have to do some really weird sideways way of doing it where you make it a... basically you have to manipulate when OBS added their WebKit backend. You basically make a website that has a transparent background, and I think it'll play on this. I could be wrong though. I haven't tested it out, but it's something I'm thinking of doing, looking into. I'm thinking of looking into it, not before the demo though, because that's a bit more important. So yeah, where we had yesterday, we now have the elements are able to be added. Yeah, I wasn't exactly sure what happened with that. Obviously the selection didn't work, but that's okay. So we're gonna keep looking at that. But there's a couple things I want to do. One of them is an order of operation thing. So open should do update selected type 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do print string. And then here, let's see what gets set. Actually, you might have to. It'd be nice if we had a UE log macro so we can have everything in our output log here as opposed to having some things on screen, some things not on log. Oh, unless that's a command line. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, there we are. Okay, so that's good. So then I can do UE log, log class warning text macro map selection. I should see this happen before the other one, but if I don't see them in that order, then I have some serious problems. Oh. Okay, this shouldn't work. I missed a semicolon. That should have failed immediately. So let's recompile just in case I screwed up somehow. I mean, it's a macro. Macros don't need semicolons. But yeah, I'm building a chess game. I'll show you an older version of it. Windows no editor, check it. Okay, so this is the old version we started back in 2014. When it pops up. The first level you're gonna see looks like a chessboard. It's not quite. So you see that you will see that I'll make my webcam go away. That looks like a chessboard. Hey Beansy, welcome to the chat. This is 1 versus AI, so I can move my pawn in only one space, not two. And I can move it sideways. And you think, why would I be able to move my pawn sideways, right? And the idea behind it is because there is no forward direction in this game of chess, and there's a reason for that. I can move my queen anywhere that's, you know, in range. So let's try a different map. Let's try Cross Streams, which is a Ghostbuster pun, but that's not important. Okay, this one's a bit bigger than the 8x8 grid. It's actually a 64x64 grid. Oh, come on, you stupid piece of crap. There we are. So the AI spawns over here. The main player spawns over here, and they have a choice. They can either rush into the town with their with their king and queen, maybe pick up a bishop and kill the enemy bishop here, or they can go up here, pick up another. Hello? Am I hearing something? Anyway, or you can, you know, grab the queen over here, some rooks over here, or you can put pressure on the enemy's front door to make them go out this direction. Because if you, you know, well, I'll show you. So the other option is you can go to the left and pick up some knights. So you have the king here, and everything goes by range of the king. So if you see, the queen can move anywhere up to a disabled tile, or like, you know, water or something. So if you move the king over, the range starts to gradually open. And now if I move it 2 more times, I'll have enough to grab one of the 2 knights. I can grab this knight and move it, but I can't grab this one. This one is out of range. This one isn't, this one is. So I can move this, you know, to wherever I want, and that's fine. The rule is that the start point and any end point needs to be in range, otherwise it's fine. Otherwise it won't be a valid move. So the knight can't move there, you know, because even though it's in range here, its endpoint would not be, and this one can't move because its start point's not in range. But if there was like a gap, like let's say there's 2 kings and there's a 1-layer gap, you can jump the gap as long as the start and end point are fine. Like if it starts in one king's range and the end is another king's range, is fine. And then I can move in one more space over and grab both of them now. But of course, these all takes moves. It takes moves to move the king, you know, these 4 spaces aside, and moves to move both of these knights out, or one of these knights out. By the time you're doing that, if the AI or multiplayer was, like the AI was smart, they might be pressing, you know, your end here because you have 4 more, or 2 more pieces they do, and those pieces can jump the wall here, but you're like starting over here by the time, you know, the enemy gets up here. That's a big disadvantage, right? So it gives them an option of blitzing your front door. And the nice thing about this is because every map will have its own different metagames. One of the reasons why people get really good at chess is because it's only an 8x8 grid. There's only, you know, 64 possible tiles. You can move to any one of them. So there always ends up being these plays like controlling the center, because the center gives you the most number of moves. Because you have more directions so you can, you know, flee in. And all these sort of metagames come about because the game doesn't change. It's an 8x8 grid. Well, in this case, new map, it's all different, right? So I'm hoping it kind of makes it a little bit casual so you don't have real Grandmaster level play. I mean, you'll have Grandmaster level play like even StarCraft does. But, like, not... the gap in skill won't be, like, you know, 400 years in the making. It will be, like, you know... They only have so much time before people just play a different map, right? And they also have to know multiple maps. So I'm hoping to lower the skill bar just a little bit. But, yeah. And that's the original concept. We're working on one now that has multiplayer, including menus. So we have a lobby system. I'll show you what I mean. This is going to break some things, but that's okay. Here. There we are. So it's just demonstration. So in the lobby system, the host has the option to select whatever... Oh, that's weird. Select whatever options they want, and the player would only see the options that were chosen. Like if they want to go cross streams, now it's cross streams, which is a 3-spawn map. So there's 3 spawns where you can place, you know, human here, and you know what? Let's not play with spawn 3. Let's just have it disabled, right? And that's the idea behind it. And we have various presets that make it, you know, easier. Anyway, to show you how it upgraded a bit. This is the earlier version. Again, I have a bit of a head cold today, so don't mind me. A little intro cinematic with a pawn with sunglasses. Check it. So let's set it up so the AI spawn 1, player spawn 2. Let's put it on team 4, which I think is blue team. Could be red team though. Oh, red team, sorry. So this is the new way of controlling it. Obviously it works a little bit better, especially since it now works with controllers. So instead of clicking on things, you would just highlight the tile and you can then move whatever's on it. And here I can just win the game just by moving there, but let's let him win. Let's kill one of their pawns, and they'll kill my knight in the response. And now I'm gonna be screwed, so let's have my, so you're watching this? Yeah, so, someone I know is in the chat. So if you move the king into range of the queen kills it, takes a spot, and now all of this range that the king controlled is gone. That's okay, because I have another king over here, right? So I could have, if I want to move the king back, I could have had it so that I can traverse this and have one big control room, but you see the idea there, so. That is the more advanced one I've actually since upgraded since that, when I moved to 4.12 and then 4.13. But I can't show you that right yet. I mean, I can show you a little bit of it, but it's sorry, but it's I need to get the menu to be able to do it right, so I'm concentrating on a menu right now. So that's what I'm working on right now. So we're trying to get a menu that works properly. Anyway. Oh, right now I gotta check this. Clear log. Okay, now if I join here. That's interesting. So map selection done, and I'm not. So I'm getting possible teams added multiple times. Getting a lot of things done multiple times. Possible teams ends up happening after map selection, but yeah. So list of selected types and list of selected teams of blank 0. But they're not length 0, they're... There we are. They're not length 0, they're length of selected types. Oh, this is 0 now. You figure out how you're gonna make a video? Alright. Oh, wait, see ya. Thought you were gonna ask a question, but yeah, no problem. As you can tell, Polis is very interested in this chess, right? Oh, wait a minute. So, access array, whatever, of length 0 might be because we're not adding it yet. Oh no, I was just gonna say, so yeah, Pois was probably interested in this. So don't worry about it. Post is another guy that there's a guy in the chat that I know from somewhere else, and we're talking about another friend we know was from someone else. So don't worry about anyone watching on YouTube or in Twitch chat. So let's see here. What's the latest? And child. Bingo. Huh. Let's change this song, I think. And let's do this. Why is it being called multiple times? Okay, so changing the drop down doesn't do anything, but changing the so attempt to access 0 from length 0. Oh no, this is behaving properly. Alright. This is behaving as expected, so 1 second. Update. I should actually close all this list of selected types. Update list of selected teams. Again, this is not going to be correct because we're going to need to change these to be like, for example, selected names will be for possible names, AI and human will be well, AI will be whatever. Human names will be when people add and drop the server. So things like that. It's going to be on different events than just selecting the map. 1 second. Really makes you wonder how people who do like, you know, normal TV and radio can do like hour stints without. Well, I mean, they have a cough button, so they can kind of cough, but coughing and sneezing isn't something you usually see. So pretty pretty big you know, talent. One second. Alright, so a cough drop. That'll probably be better for our viewers. Okay. Okay, so let's copy this. So get current map number spawns. Unfortunately, it's gonna make coffee taste awful for a while, but you know. If one count equals list of selected types dot num. Yeah. On rep list of selected types. Should just do return because it wouldn't do anything, so return. And I'm not confident about this, but it's okay. So else if one count less than num. In 32 difference equals spawn count. For in 32 I equals 0, I less than difference, I plus plus, This is one of those ugly kind of, you know, intern style coding. There's anything wrong with that, of course, but yeah. Where's the remove from the end? So allows drinking an array during element remove. True. Else. For in 32, I equals 0, I less than the difference. Possible types dot, sorry. Num greater than 0. List of selected types dot add. List of possible types 0. Then on rep, list of selected types. So I'll catch this case in this case, but not this case, because this case returned immediately, because it didn't change. So basically what happens is when we're changing the size of the selected types, we're just you know, if it shrinks, we just pop off the end, and if it increases, we just add 0, which is disabled, to the end. So, yeah. Let's see if that works. Let's see. We're getting progress. That's gonna not change because, you know, yeah. And that's because the changes aren't being pushed back yet. The changes are just happening client side, even though the client is a server. It's only been happening on the on the interface. It's not being pushed back to the back end yet, because I haven't included that method yet, so that's fine. But the fact is that it's it's behaving. Preset should work though, unless I deleted that. Oh no, because I changed the preset because they used to modify a structure. Wow. Whew. I assure you I'm not dying, but well, this is not going so good for good TV. Maybe it'll be cut shorter than I thought. I'm sure no one wants to hear this. This is going to be very similar, except that it's going to be teams. Which is sad, because when you actually get progress, you want to keep working, right? Actually, one thing I should check as well is I should inspect the value to see if it's actually changing as I intended. You know what? Let's do this again, but for the names. It's the same thing for names, right? Now let me comment too, even though it doesn't matter, but you know, names. Like comment doesn't actually add. Oh, that won't work. Oh no! Poop. Oh, wait, no, it won't matter. Because you won't start off with... Okay. It's good. Because we won't start off with the Actually, we're gonna have to do so the thing is, when hey, Super King Dash. Super King Dash, sorry. Yeah, so the thing is with this, when we add a spawn slot, we know it's going to be added as disabled. So we don't have to worry about the name because the name's going to be blanked out. Because it's a disabled slot, right? But when we update, we might be updating one that already has selection. that's the same, so we'll have to deal with that later. Basically, we'll have to loop through all of the slots and see whether the type for that number is AI or human or disabled. If it's disabled, do blank. If it's human, check to see if our selection is on the human list. If it's AI, check to see if our selection is on the AI list. If it is, keep the human or AI, depending on which one of the last two I just said is. If it's not, choose this first entry of that. And if you have no first entry, then we have a corrupted, either no one's connected or whatever, right? But that's not a problem for right now. Cool. That's nothing, that's fine. Alright, so, let's implement that now, so, int 32, I equals 0, I less than spawn count. Doesn't matter, it could be spawn count, less than selected names, doesn't matter. I just do less than selected names, so. Since that's what we're actually going to be iterating over, might as well not use a variable that's equal to it in case we have some weird threading issue or whatever. In which case you'll have a bound exception and all that crap, right? So int 32 I plus. If if list of selected types dot num is greater than I, should always be the case because names and types should be number of slots. And list of list. I know I could do a switch statement, but equals. Not equals. Text disabled. E search. Oh, that's sorry. Lowercase. I can do a switch, but I'm not exactly sure how that would work in Unreal Engine's, messed up macro system. if what? Alright, come on. Where are you? Contains a list of selected names. I. Oh, if it doesn't contain it, selected names I, and list of possible names, or human names. Num is greater than 0. List of selected names I equals list of possible human names 0. Because if it's more than 0, it'll have at least 1, right? And then here, else if. Let's do else, whatever. AI names dot contains of selected names I and list of possible. Come on. AI names dot num is greater than 0, and I have to fix a typo up here. Because that's a bad typo to miss. When you have a boolean that's supposed to be true is false or false is true. Yeah, it's a problem. Okay. I need to do unit testing on this crap. This is not going to behave properly because I don't actually even check for names in the blueprint side of things yet. So it's going to just end up spitting out zeros, or spitting out empties. But it's going to spit out empty, but, you know. It's nice to know that if I finish it, that it could potentially be working already. Yes, yeah. There's nothing in here to be unknown yet. Okay. Why did I behave like that? You're disabled. These should be disabled too, like over here. Huh. Oh, because I unhooked that. I gotcha. No, it wasn't there. It was in the spot slot. Ah! Where is that blueprint? There we are. There we are. There we are. So now, next time what we have to do is re-implement these changes to actually reflect more, like, to actually be pushed back to here. Actually, let's check here. So let's just look at types. We're gonna do this testing earlier. Present, so we have 2 slots now. Then if we move to cross streams, we'll have 3. Then we have 3 elements. Move back to chessboard, it's 2 elements. And they're all disabled because that's all I have yet. I haven't actually pushed anything back yet. Preset theoretically should work, but I changed how it worked in the back end, so it doesn't. And CTF. So cross streams battle to CTF. Goes from 3 to 2. And the modes, maps, and presets are going to be fine because that's, you know, well, first off, that's a different thing, but, yep. So it looks like the back end is behaving properly, apart from not, you know, being updated because I removed that, you know, multiplayer pushback, where the host actually can tell the server, hey, I want to change something to whatever, and have the server actually listen. Right now, the server's just doing what it wants based on the map info. Yep, so I was planning on going till about 9:30 or so for the keynote, but I'm sorry, I'm not really feeling good, so I'm gonna cut it short. It's only about an hour, but, you know. Thanks for watching, and at least we made some progress. Have a good night.